Doo-doo. Test 1, 2.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Say something like, so I can get a levels on you.
Buzz, buzz, buzz. Buzz, buzz, logging in.
Might have to turn you up a little
Logging
in
in.
here.
I see my tabs. Thank you for not closing my tabs. I need those.
You're welcome. The tabs.
They make. I see you live. They make me do the weird login thing with all the codes, and I have to jump through hoops and find phones. It's the most ridiculous thing ever.
I did not realize the tabs were that big of a deal. I will never again touch the tabs.
Don't touch the tabs.
For the stream announcement, I made this little dude like climbing up the hill.
I saw he's cute.
Well, now he's disappearing. He's not the star of the show. The star of the show on this landscape is going to be some highlight layers. This is actually, we started shading this landscape a while back, and it is now officially at the fun part, where I get to do all the neat like bounce lighting and stuff. And if we get done with
There's
this,
a fun part?
it's, yes Liz, it's all variations of how fun is it. It's all fun. It's all the fun part. Wise ass. But if we get done with this landscape, which I think we will pretty soon, I'm going to move on and do some color blocking for creatures, which I think that might be a little more fun for people to watch. Well, I don't know, maybe they have a fun time watching the landscape shading as well. It's all fun for me to color, so I don't know what people think is fun for them to watch.
Mighty the half-Saiyan hedgehog is here.
Finally. Where have you been all my life, Mighty?
On YouTube.
Alright, so now I'm just in the process of painting some highlights on, and this is going to be the blue highlights from the snow, being glowing fluorescent starfall snow.
So I made you a very easy to find folder for your other little project here.
Oh, excellent. Cool. Well, I am anticipating I'll probably get done with this landscape before too long, and then I'll be asking you where to find the creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Also, good evening, folks. Volume 2 vibes indeed. Definitely want a nice chunk in the lore book about the Starfall Mountains and sort of what those settings are like.
You also have Godesso, the AI woman.
Nice, we got a good turnout tonight. Welcome, Godesso. Welcome, hey Mamo, E the Outsider, Happy Guy 1. Now, if there's anybody watching on, because we're streaming to a couple places, but I think I tend to see the Picardo chat a little bit more readily. So if you're talking at us and...
I'm watching the other ones.
Are you watching that one? Okay, cool. We're all set then.
That's what I do now. I do that. When it's a safe for work, I can do that.
All right, well, never mind then. You can say something in any chat, and we will probably see it. Or Liz will probably see it. And we are just making some cool landscape art for the upcoming Dreamkeeper's lore book for our tabletop roleplay game that we're making.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what you're probably going to put words on this, aren't you?
I don't know exactly how I'm gonna lay this art out onto the pages yet. So this might be involved in a page that has some text. Some pages might just be standalone, like totally filled up with an illustration. So I'll probably play it by ear. I want the book to have some nice, pleasant layouts. So a little bit of variety. There's gonna be some pages that are probably just solid text. Some pages will be text with pictures interspersed, and then some might be solid illustrations. For all of your dream world exploration needs.
Mm-hmm.
I should also mention, because I think Is this the last stream in September, or is Monday's stream September?
Ooh, I forget. Let me check. Calendars. Oh, I can do this. Hold on. Tomorrow's the 27th. And it takes way too long for my calendar to load.
We're thinking about math. A little bit of math time.
Well, wait, what was the question?
Is this the last stream in September, or is
Oh, no, you got a Monday.
Oh, okay, cool.
I know that. That's just obvious. I thought you were checking on, like, which... Obviously, next Friday is going to be in October.
No, I had to check on, if it's the last stream in September, I'd have to remind people, hey, if you want your September rewards for Patreon, be sure to be in there. But I can just hit them with that on Monday, I guess. Although, speaking of, I guess it's appropriate, speaking of making a starfall setting, the pledge pin for September is going to be, not this, there we go, a nice stained glass. I want to try to have it be like a nice pretty orange stained glass. I thought that came out good on the Fire Echo. So we're making a love leaf, which is the type of leaves that are in the love leaf trees. And I made a little hook for the stem, so that way the idea is if you hang it upside down, it can double as an ornament, and it could actually like hang there. Maybe on a Christmas tree or something, I don't know. So that is going to be the pledge pin for September. I like how we have some variety with the pledge pins. Like most of it is characters, of course, but sometimes it's like a prop or like a Springer pistol, or this one's going to be a love leaf from the setting. So it's just, I don't know. I enjoy getting a good variety of designs and concepts kind of brought to life in those pledge pins.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this is a more timely reminder. If there's anyone that wanted to submit ideas for the October sketch of the month or the October fan art, be sure to jump in there and submit those ideas nowish, because once the stream is over, I might recharge with a little bit of food, but tonight we're going to go and we're going to harvest the ideas, and then we're going to have ourselves the next round of voting for October fan art and stuff. And the Nazuna was the winner. I think I worked on her last stream. Nazuna. But she's done. She's ready to go. We're just getting her scheduled so that she'll pop out in social media. A lot of video effects on her, actually. I made a little bit of a video thingy out of it, which I don't know why. I think the video, like VHS kind of film grain look, just adds a lot of a nostalgia power to things. I use that sometimes in the captain's log video, like when I'm talking about something and then I, put it quote unquote on screen so people can see it up on the screen of the ship. And I think that's just got a kind of a cool vibe to it. Which I think most people watching this probably are aware, but if you're not aware, we did get a second captain's log up there on our YouTube channel. So if you want to sort of get an update and be like, oh, what is David and Vivid Publishing? What have they been up to lately? Oh, and if only this update had some kind of fun visuals, so I could look at pictures at the same time as I listen to it. Captain's Log has got you covered for that.
Mm-hmm.
I like them. It seems like people are getting a kick out of those, and they are hitting the sweet spot where it doesn't actually really hit my time too much, because we got to be careful with what all are we doing all the time. And as much as I want to make more video and more animation content, I can't necessarily just do infinity things all on my own, so I have to be conscious of how much time it's to take. But Captain's Log, we've got it hitting the sweet spot where it is, I think, pretty solid video content that's fun to watch, fun to share, and we can make it come out every now and then. It's relevant, it provides like new updates and like gives you a tour of what we're working on. And it also doesn't actually take me that long to make. It doesn't take me that long to edit them because it's, just kind of putting some images to me talking. And it's not even scripted. I figured like that's one of the things that will slow down or like increase production time on things if it's scripted and then like I have to actually try to do a good take of the script. So Captain's Log, I don't even script it. I just have a handful of general topics to hit, and then I just start talking. And so far I've been able to hit each captain's log with just a single take, which is nice. And we will see if I can continue doing that, because it saves a lot of time if I don't have to write a script and, you know, do a punch up, and which will have the effect of, obviously, the dialogue is not going to be as tight and concise as a scripted sort of thing. But again, the advantage is I can actually keep up with and share the captain's logs on a regular basis. Whereas if it was scripted, I think that would just slow it down a lot. And plus, it's based on the type of content it is. It really is just me, like, talking with you guys, being like, hey, here's what I've been up to lately, here's what I think about it. So I don't think that really needs a high level of polish on the scripting. Really, it's, you know, it's just sort of a casual, informal update type of thing, so I think it's fine to just kind of speak off the cuff a bit.
So somebody's asking if your sketch of the month harvest is tonight?
It is tonight, so if you wanted to submit an idea for the October sketch of the month or the October fan art piece, now is the time. Be sure to get that submitted, because once the stream is over, it's either dinner and then harvesting ideas, or harvesting ideas and then dinner. But it's going to be pretty soon, so if you have an idea that you wanted to get in there, get it in there now. There we go. Time for a coffee drink.
I'm doing a noise for you.
No, you just almost caused a spit take. You almost caused me to sprinkler spray coffee. Do you know how distracting?
Oh man, I would have to look at that.
Do you know how distracting it is when you're just drinking coffee like a normal person, and then you hear right in your headphones?
Now we know.
You're a menace.
Like Spider-Man.
Yes, I'm gonna put on my James Jonah Jameson Halloween costume and be like, that Liz is a menace. She's a menace, making little slurping noises. You guys, here comes my tattle on Liz hour. She does things like this. She's very vicious.
Oh.
Sometimes when I'm enjoying meat chips or a similar snack, she will look at me with a big smile on her face and go crunch, 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 crunch.
It's not really the Power Girls.
Yeah, the
Say
power.
crunch.
But she will say crunch, crunch, crunch as I snack, which causes me to feel self-conscious.
Oh no.
I know, right? It's a major issue. It's a problem.
They're pointing out that you've slurped many times.
Yes, but it's sort of like when you're driving. If you're the one driving and there's a little you're turning the car, you sort of know what's going on, so you can like turn with it. But if someone else is driving and they turn the car, you don't expect it because you did not turn the steering wheel. So it's like, whoa, I've been jostled. Just like if I'm slurping coffee and there's a totally organic slurp that I kind of know it's coming. I've slurped drinks. I know what happens. I know how the noises work. It's not a shock. But if I'm just drinking like in stealth mode and then in my ear, it's distracting.
All right, here's one for you. Are there any dream worlds from around the world and time and space itself in Dreamkeepers? I think it's all one plane and all the Dreamkeepers are there.
Yeah, I guess
I don't think there's like a Britain dream world, basically.
No, it's sort of like how there's our plane of existence, there's a dream world plane of existence. So it's I mean, there could be additional planes of existence too, but that would be not really relevant to our story or our world building.
They're asking if this is another lore pick, and I'm saying yes.
Yes, it is.
Someone is asking, what is the affiliate store in the After Dark website? Why can't it be assessed? I don't know. If you're under 18, you're not supposed to be there. Maybe that's the problem.
They're asking what is the affiliate store?
Yeah. In the After Dark website, why can't it be assessed? I don't know what that means.
I'm not sure what they're actually asking. I don't know. I guess for any detailed questions like that, hit us up an email, and then we can try to probably parse out what is going on when our brains are fully operational and
Yep.
available, and not immersed in confusing, delightful art.
We are making art. We are not customer service tonight. Maybe they got sent to Oprah.
Who got sent to Oprah? Like Oprah
I
Winfrey?
don't know. The Oprah website.
What?
Maybe they. If you were. Oh, hold on. I messed it up. No, I got it right. Anyway. I'm just saying, if you are not over 18, you get sent to the Oprah website.
Oh yeah, the redirect. I think if you're underage, it sends you to a safe place.
Yep. Oprah loves you.
That's what I hear. That's what people keep telling me.
She gives you prizes under the chair.
I'm not sure about that, but
Alright. They have a life hack for a keto pizza. It replaces dough with cauliflower, but it doesn't taste as good.
oh, nice.
So they say eat the ingredients with a fork without this instead. Yes. We have a tiger nut crust that works. I don't know about a cauliflower crust.
I have heard that they can make a cauliflower flour type of thing. I think that was one of the burrito wraps, was like a cauliflower burrito wrap that I saw before.
I don't know. I know we have a coconut one.
So it can be done.
Memo animated your fashion girls.
Oh, no kidding. Didn't even know such a thing was possible. Should have done this from square one, just clean off some of the paper texture from the sky. But better late than never.
You need to stop drawing the sky.
Now if this was lower down in the slopes, like eventually when I color this part of the illustration, I'll probably have a lot of moss painted onto this rock so it has a more lush green look. But this is sort of like way up there, higher, it's closer to like a peak of the mountains. So I'm thinking I'm not going to actually put much moss on here, probably no moss at all, but I am going to try to get some frost going. Something that makes it look a little more chilly and cold. So I'm at this point diving into my textures, photographs, and looking for something suitable.
Well, Memo has animated Lilith kind of jiggling her hips a little bit,
Oh, cool.
and I haven't seen the other ones. Kind of looks a little puppety, like it's taking the still image, but then kind of like moving it around a little bit.
Neat.
Yep, and then V is kind of shaking her hips. Oh wow, she's moving around a little bit too.
Yeah, the more AI stuff starts getting into, yeah, taking photos of concrete. It's the way. Actually, that's a rock.
It's all paying off, isn't it?
They called me mad taking photographs of random rocks and things. Now who's mad? Me. I'm still angry about it.
Your background's kind of great. Oh, I see. It's kind of a runway. Dave, do you believe that giants once inhabited America?
Probably not. But I like all of the conspiracy theories and stuff about them because it's entertaining and fun. I like those photographs where it's like they'll Photoshop like a humongous human skull next to like a tiny archaeologist like chipping away at the side of it. I think there's a couple photographs like that that are, of course, very faked, but they're very fun.
Dave, they know that Andruna has no humans, but what would happen if a human baby was ever found in Andruna? I think they think it was a freaky thing.
Actually, I don't know if they would, because like there's so many different types of Dreamkeepers that are different shapes and sizes and stuff, that if there's a person there, I don't think they would assume, like, this is clearly not a Dreamkeeper. It'd just be like, well, there's a lot of variation among Dreamkeepers. They'd surely just think that's another variation on one.
Maybe they do a whole comic and all the furry characters are really emotional and teary.
Are you thinking of like a specific comic or something?
No. I'm just imagining. I don't know. I don't really. Oh, I was saying that would be Tarzan. I think they just think it was an ugly Dreamkeeper.
He'd be like, whoa, this one came out ugly. Must be son of Grun.
And they send it to the orphanage. And Grun is like, we'll put you to work. Nobody's gonna look at you.
There we go. So I got that rock texture, which you guys, you know, if you've been watching, you saw when it first went on. It's like, whoa, there's a photograph right there. Very subtle. But now that we've got a very not subtle rock texture, and I adjusted the color and the contrast and all that stuff, now what I can do is I can actually just brush it in and have more control over where it hits on the image. Because I'm just sort of trying to give like a feeling of more of like a cooler color palette. Which, you know, I know logically it doesn't actually mean it's a colder image, but it makes it seem a little chillier visually, and it gives the idea of like a frosty, sort of cold mountain peak up here.
Dave, has Mace ever snuck laxative into Grun's Fermente? That is... I don't think Mace knows what that is. It sounds expensive, and I think that would have terrible results.
A laxative? Yeah, that's something that makes you poop. It's like if you're like, I'm having trouble going poo, a laxative is like, no, you're not.
And I don't think the orphans want their bathroom to be destroyed.
I think Mace's official answer to that would be like, no one has proven anything. You cannot prove that Mace has ever put a laxative into anything Grun has drunk.
You'd have to steal it. They'd have to steal it from the Dream World CVS. If they made a Lego Dreamkeeper set, what would they do? I think there'd be Lego Orphanage.
Actually, yeah, the Grun's orphanage would potentially be a Lego set, I guess.
And then they'd have the tower, which is 3 feet tall.
A lot of gray Legos went into this.
Oh, God. Terrible. How boring. How really boring.
Well, hey, I would say, like, yeah, that's boring. No one would want to do that. But then I hear about, like, the Lego rotary dial phone, and it's just like, you know what? Maybe some people need that. Maybe that's more interesting than some of their other options at present.
I think that's why Grun... I don't know, I feel like if that happened, Grun would need new pants, and we already had the pants arc, so...
That's true, we already did have the pants are off forever arc. Should make a Lego set of Dreamkeeper's Lego set, Sabaton Tower. Hours of fun?
Question mark?
Yeah.
They're saying congrats on winning.
Hey, thank you very much.
Thanks, yeah.
Thank you to everyone that supported us at what is it? givesendgo.com/freetheart, because you guys are the ones that really helped us able to hang in there and defend ourselves.
Yeah, we didn't have to drive to Colorado this month, which was great because we would just be getting back and trying to figure out what to do.
I know they had all kinds of big, exciting plans about how dumb this trial was going to be, but no.
Oh my god,
it's just,
trial. Ooh, a trial.
It's just not going to happen at all because it's a waste of the court's time and it's a waste of everyone's time and it's entirely dumb and silly. The end.
Like the court case. A nightmare Lego set. Maybe a Lego Sandman. Oh, Nama's room. How boring.
Yeah, her room starts to get a little bit more personality by the time the graphic novels roll around. But in Prelude, it's not the most exciting, not the most exciting landscape in Prelude. All right, getting some bigger areas of fluorescent glow now, because it's fun. One thing I could consider doing is making some of these like night scenes, which I could easily do just by going in the layers here and changing things around. So I'll consider that. I think this one feels like it should be a daylight scene.
Did you name this mountain? It's Mount Dave? Are they all Mount Dave?
They're all Mount Dave. Unironically, I do have some specific setting names in like the Starfall map. Now it doesn't map out the entire mountain range of Starfall, but I wanted to get like one specific section of the range mapped out. Also because it's relevant for part of the Lost Sun campaign. So that's actually going to have some different names on waypoints and settings and stuff. So it's all going to be Mount Dave, Mount Dave, Mount Dave, Mount Dave, Mount Dave.
Apparently someone tried to make a Lego Void once, which is somebody trying to build them. I just imagine it's like a floating Lego head and then it's a lot of negative. I don't know. I like the old Lego sets like the pirate ship and the castles from the 90s and 80s. I'm not into the new stuff, especially not the adult Legos. I think those are lame.
It's really hard to beat like a pirate ship Lego set or like a medieval castle, you know. They're just classics.
Dave, are there balloons or airships in the dream world?
Yeah, balloons exist. I don't know if they've gone all the way into making airships in Andoruna, so I wouldn't say that there's a lot of that going on. They're still working with carts and horses, you know. Transportation technology in general hasn't advanced much because they are generally, you know, they're relatively localized in Andoruna. They haven't spread out much, so they don't have a lot of like long distance travel relatively that they need to do. The aqueduct system kind of takes care of stuff in Andoruna pretty conclusively. And then, you know, again, like Dreamkeepers having supernatural powers is another element that's sort of slowed down a lot of technological development.
My main critique of your landmark artwork is that it doesn't exist. Yeah, well, what do you think we're doing right now? This is a landmark. This is Mount Dave.
Mount Dave.
Alright, number one. Mount Dave, number one.
And I gave it that frosty look, but now I'm warming it up just a little bit because the day moon is hitting some warm light on these slopes. Love me some overlay layers. And I'll cool it back down on the reverse side a little bit. This is subtle stuff, but I do think like when you layer it in, it sort of adds up.
Did the day and night moon ever appear in the sky together or eclipse each other?
I haven't thought about that a lot. I'm gonna have to get that into the lore book.
not safe for work Legos. They're just like a bonsai tree Lego.
Thank you, Stone Texture. Your service is appreciated. Alright, well I think I've got a painted landscape here. It was already most of the way done. Again, usually the detail dark with the cell shading takes up some time, but when you actually buckle in and get all the cell shading done, the special effects usually doesn't take that long. It just gets fun. So can you tell me, are the creatures in the Ascension folder?
Yes, but you have more landscapes to do. Don't play this game.
Yeah, I want to do creatures now.
Hmm.
I want to do creatures. Creatures,
Okay,
creatures, creatures.
let me go
creatures,
based off of my
creatures,
memory
creatures,
here.
creatures, creatures,
If you go in,
creatures,
okay,
creatures,
well, I'm just gonna let you do that.
Creatures, 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 creatures. Oh,
Hey,
you're supposed to
creature.
tell me where to go, and how to find them.
I know. I'm waiting for you to
Creature,
finish
creature,
your,
creature.
your rant.
You slurped when I was trying to drink coffee, and you almost made it explode onto the screen.
I am so sorry I didn't see that.
Well,
I'm gonna do it again.
joke's on you. I found it myself.
Oh, good, because I made it really easy. It's in the wildlife folder.
The wildlife folder. Wildlife. 9. Oh, there's more than one too. This is gonna be fun. I think I'm gonna
You
start
got
with.
three of them. Will Lilith be good at snow skiing? She's never been, and I know that because they actually like the snow in Starfall Mountains, like they knew of it, but they had never been. So I'm gonna say she's never been skiing.
Yeah, I think that the initial attempt of Lilith snow skiing would be like, whoa! Like, I think it'd be a face plant pretty fast.
I don't know if I haven't seen any ski slope areas. Maybe they have that. I bet they do. I don't know. Maybe they have like a resort or something. I don't know. They say you're about to get your creech on. From Are You Creaturing?
Yeah. Everyone was like, I'm not gonna look at this stream because landscapes are boring. Psych, now they're missing out on fun little creatures.
Dave, will there be more Chrono Trigger references in Dreamkeeper is? I've never seen that. I don't know what it is. I don't think we have references.
Chrono Trigger references. Yeah, I'd probably have to play the game first to know how to reference stuff in it.
I don't know if that's a game.
It is. It's a video game. I've heard of it. It's like in the same era as like the old Final Fantasy, like before Final Fantasy VII, sort of pixel art. It looks like it was a really cool game. People have a lot of positive nostalgia for it.
Okay, well, we didn't put any references in there, so I think you're just kind of liking Chrono Trigger a lot.
Maybe we would like Chrono Trigger too if we had time to play it. The world may
Yeah, we
never
don't have
know.
Yeah. Are there recreational sports in DK?
Yeah, totally. There's Fall Guard. There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, we just haven't really gotten into it that much. Oh, or I haven't actually switched over. I'm on old back skip. Are all of these rideable war beasts?
Not all of them, but some of them, yes.
I'm sure you could try and die if you tried to ride them.
Well, I mean, some of them you can ride just fine. You might want to tame them a little bit first, or establish some kind of an understanding. But yeah, some of them are rideable.
Oh, it's back on Super Nintendo. Oh, I didn't have Super Nintendo, so again, I have no idea what that is. Did you have Super Nintendo, Dave?
No, I think we were eventually gifted with a Commodore 64, which means that
That didn't last long.
I'm more familiar with Wizard than with Chrono Trigger. Also, eventually though we got a PC, and then there was a Digger. Do you ever have Digger?
No, what is Digger?
Digger is like where you're a mole and you run around and you dig these tunnels and you try to like dig into treasures that you find. But there's also like these creatures that will come after you and they can like go in the tunnels that you dug, so you have to keep on digging, otherwise they're gonna get you.
Oh, creatures. No, I just imagine somebody going to Walmart and be like, oh, look at all these Chrono Trigger references. And then they go to TGI Fridays and they're like, look at all these Chrono Trigger references. Okay. Okay, and it's like 2026.
I've got to start doing that now.
This is just like Chrono Trigger.
Like when I'm
just
at the
like
DMV,
Fullmetal
be like,
Alchemist.
"Yep, I'm here to renew my license." Nice Chrono Trigger references here, lady. She just looks at me like, "What the? Thank you."
There is an animal character in the game who was a knight that was cursed and turned into a frog. Oh, well, I'm
Classic frog prince syndrome. Except this is a knight,
So-
not a prince.
I think I'm gonna be okay. I wonder if I can get it for free on the internet.
Everyone is always getting cursed and turned into amphibians. Like, that's the worst thing witches can think of. They're like, "No, you're an amphibian." I don't know. Being a frog seems like it'd be sort of low stress. I don't think that'd be the worst thing in the world. I mean, just like basically
My first game was paint.exe.
your whole day is just one long taking a bath. Then occasionally food will just fly through the air in front of you, and you go bloop, and you get food from out of the air. I think being a frog would be okay.
I think that's a lot of sunning yourself.
Yeah.
And sitting in the road. They say you learn how to play the banjo.
Probably do.
Okay, well, what are the animals in Andorra inspired by, and do they have their own food chain?
Inspired by just making up creatures, I guess. I don't know if I'd be able to trace specific references. I know
No, we don't.
Gnosis
we
is
don't just
inspired
look
by Styracosaurus a lot, because I thought Styracosaurs were awesome.
the dinosaur.
Yeah.
The dinosaur.
It's like Triceratops, but like more badass.
Yeah, we don't look at video games and just copy things. We kind of like invent our own stuff because we like copyright our own original stuff.
Like, I'm sure there's probably influence from video games that I've played in the past. Like, back in the day, I played Wolfenstein 3D. Thought that was pretty cool. The old Tribes on PC. Like, later on, after Digger and Commander Keen, Tribes on PC. But I think my video gaming experience sort of capped out during college with Halo and Halo 2. When everybody would get together in the same room and just have, like, big Halo parties. But even then, it's like, well, I had a lot of, I wasn't at college to have fun. I was at college to, like, try to become a professional artist. So I was focusing mostly on work and homework and studies and trying to maintain the ability to eat food and do all that stuff. So
Are the cannibals in Andoruna? I'm pretty sure if there was a cannibal, it would probably be Vox. He looks crazy.
well, it's not allowed. So if anyone is being a cannibal, then they're in trouble.
I wonder if there's a cult or something. I don't know about your cults.
There are a lot of cults. I think back in the day, I just did a quick and dirty select inverse on the line art for this, which is okay. But now that they're getting slated for like the full color treatment, I gotta clean it up just a little bit.
Is the natural order between predators and prey considered cannibalism in Andorra? I don't think the Dreamkeepers practice cannibalism against each other. I don't know what the wildlife does. There might be cannibals outside Andorra. I don't know.
Yeah, I would say Dreamkeepers are completely separate and different from creatures. The Dreamkeepers and like the animals are just separate categories entirely.
Yeah, you're not gonna have the eagle Dreamkeeper eating the lizard Dreamkeeper.
No, that's not how it works. Yeah, Dreamkeepers are the equivalent of just people running around. It's just people in a lot of different sizes and shapes. And then animals like out in nature without any kind of civilization or language, like then that's, like there you'd have like a natural order and food chains and predator and prey relationships. But Dreamkeepers, well, I mean, some of them have the physical capacity to eat other ones, but it's against the law.
Government.
Not that that always stops them, but I'm thinking of Onaikul specifically as kind of, well, he intentionally cultivates that reputation anyway, because it...
Oh, I forgot about him.
Yeah, he's there, misbehaving.
Oh, man, okay. If you go into the Picardo chat, the latest thing Memo posted is Nama having a crash after eating candy. And she's on the couch looking drugged. And there's like candy filling the whole floor, and she has two tails.
Nice. What if the floor was candy? Gene Wilder's hiding back in there. The twisted grin on his face.
What if the floor was candy?
It's like the kind of stuff Willy Wonka just sits around thinking. Nobody stopped him when it came to wallpaper. They're not going to stop him when it comes to the floor.
Edible carpet.
Exactly.
You can lick the dirt off your shoes.
Mm.
Eat it.
I'll be back in a second. I gotta close the windows.
Oh.
All right.
Okay. Have we seen Gravity Falls yet? We have seen part of it, but then the library DVD had a problem, so we're waiting for our copy to come through the mail. But we really like it a lot.
Yeah, so far it's shaping up to be one of my favorite cartoons. I think it's just really well done, well written, good times.
We've got a Willy Wonka quote. The dirt tastes like dirt. The dust bunnies taste like dust bunnies. And the dust tastes like dust. It's like, I can imagine that's why the carpet didn't work out for Willy Wonka. He had to have a few taste failures first before wallpaper.
He always thinks that he succeeds and he makes finally edible carpet. And then, you know, after a couple weeks and the Oompa Loompas coming through and like the next batch of kids, he's like, feet! It all tastes like feet now! Why does it just taste like feet? It's like, well, Mr. Wonka, I don't want to hear it! Back to formula! Square one!
They want Gravity Falls to be revived, but I heard the creator is really unhappy with the censorship in Disney, and he actually just released a special edition book that just came out a couple days ago, the Book of Bill.
Yeah, I have.
So he's doing other stuff.
I have heard also that apparently the standards and practices at Disney was just like a nightmare trying to work
Brutal.
with them. So it'd be interesting if he really fully enters the indie productions scene, and because he's obviously got like fantastic creative senses and just a really good instinct on how to put together appealing characters and appealing story. So it'd be great if he was both untethered from Disney's oppressive influence, but also with the capacity to create things, like with the leverage to produce content.
Yeah, but the problem is that Disney owns the IP, so whatever he does is Disney tied. So maybe he's just sticking to books. I don't know.
Well, I'm not talking about Gravity Falls. I'm talking about you know, him as
Alex.
a creator. If he's like, okay, well, Gravity
Yeah.
Falls, big success, but Disney is sort of a butt to work with. So now that I am on my own, I will make something new that Disney cannot mess around with. But of course, the challenge there
Maybe.
is, where is he going to get, you know, a fortune to produce the content? Because so far, like everyone else in the indie animation scene, most of the ones that you can name that are producing content, even the ones that look like they're using crowdfunding to do it, it's like they're typically using crowdfunding to launder a huge family fortune.
Trust fund. Yep, it's a trust fund. Their parents are paying for the animation.
Which is fine. It's a good. I think again, like if I'm not gonna dump on somebody for having access to resources and then choosing to create with it. I think that's very commendable, actually. The thing that I think is a little bit like a negative effect is when they conceal the source of their production capacity, or they deliberately do deceptive things to make it look as though it's crowdfunded when it's actually not legitimately crowdfunded, because that gives a lot of younger artists or artists that just aren't as savvy and sophisticated, it makes them think, oh, if I just like go out there with a crowdfund or something, or if I raise that much money, then I can do the same thing. And it's like they don't understand that it's like, no, you actually can't. Like the, I don't know, just I think people underestimate the sheer amount of resources that it takes to do a lot of traditional animation. And that's why it'd be interesting if Alex, I think his name is Alex Hirsch. I might be getting it wrong.
Yep. No, you got it right.
But that's why it'd be really cool if, A, he was free of Disney, but then B, he also had some mechanism to get funding. You know, he's actually, like, well recognized and well respected enough for his work on Gravity Falls. It's possible that he could get some significant level of marketing, of, like, legitimate revenue from crowdfunding. But I'm not sure if even that would be necessarily enough for, like, you know, multiple seasons of content. But, you know, that's the thing about indie production is I don't think it's realistic to sit there and be like, well, I'm going to make 10 trillion episodes. I have a great idea for a 50-episode series, and I need to raise all the money for it. It's like, well, start making wherever you're at, whatever you can do, make that. Make what you can make, and then try to show it to people and get people to like it and try to build from there. And you're not going to be...
Dave, okay.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Next question. What do the space aliens look like in Dream World? I'm going to say we haven't seen any space aliens, so I don't really know.
Yeah. That sort of goes into a science fiction genre and less of like a mystical fantasy genre, so we don't really touch space aliens too much.
I bet Mace has ideas.
I don't even know if they have a concept of that because they're still debating whether or not planets exist. It's a big conversation over there.
I know, but it's probably helping them fund the moon budget.
The moon budget. Maybe we need to fund a moon budget. Be like, hey everyone, can we trick some people in the government into thinking that we need to control the moon? Yeah, we need a budget to get on top of this moon situation here.
Race to the moon.
Start something called the Moon Adjustment Bureau, and we need to make sure our annual budget is always going up. It's difficult keeping the moon in check.
We're going to ride the clouds to the moon, and we're going to conquer the clouds, and then we're going to go to the moon on the clouds.
Yeah, there's a very specific series of steps.
They're going to build a ladder. Oh, they say please don't have aliens in the graphic novel. It's cheap. I don't think we honestly didn't think of it.
I think that there's a lot of things that can happen sometimes in a series that sort of are evidence that it's jumped the shark. It's not always this way. Sometimes a series can do something that's like some series, aliens totally fit, it's totally legitimate, makes sense. But I think if there's a concept that never had anything to do with aliens, and then suddenly, you know, like 3 seasons in, where you can tell they're really trying to stretch to figure out what can we possibly do that we haven't already done.
Oh yeah, I read a book series where they were they had an interesting idea, but instead of actually developing it, they just developed the whole alien story instead. And then they had a whole spin-off about the alien history.
Oh, are you talking about Animorphs?
Animorph. Yeah.
I never got into Animorphs. I don't know. I got into some Goosebumps books that were pretty good.
I'm glad I sent you that meme then.
Yes. It's a good meme as we approach October.
Yeah, I gotta say, if somebody making animation claims that they're selling merch to fund the animation, I'm pretty sure there's a trust fund behind it. I just don't think that's a thing, because we've done merch before. You don't make that much money.
Well, I mean, it depends. If you have a large enough audience, you actually do make a significant amount of revenue. But it's just like sometimes you can see by the way things are being done. I don't know. It's difficult to explain, but we've been in business a long time. Like let's say, for example, someone produces, I don't know, like 3 fully animated episodes in like 3 or 4 years, just like nonstop. Boom, boom, boom. We are producing tons of animated content, fully animated episodes, going gangbusters nonstop. And then suddenly the production comes to a screeching halt, and we go from one, you know, basically an average of 1 episode a year. It suddenly turns into like 1 episode every 5 years. And when never before has this person done a crowdfund, never before has this person ever tried to sell any merchandise, there's been no visible need for revenue anywhere, and all of this animation was able to just magically happen. But then suddenly, right as the production that was happening like ceaselessly, right when that production suddenly grinds to a halt, then suddenly they are having sale after sale after sale like nonstop, and
Of the merch.
Especially if they're doing the stuff through that middleman company. What is it? The one.
Makeship.
Yeah, Makeship, where they're like, hey, listen, we need to hit the minimum amount here, and if we don't hit the minimum amount, we don't make any profit at all, and we need this profit desperately to continue animation. It's like, okay, that's very understandable. It looks too like it's not really, that's gonna help a little bit, but it's not gonna take care of the entire budget. It's not sufficient to maintain that output, and you can tell because then they stop making goal and the episode production just like stops. So when there's a situation like that, it's like, okay, I can see things changed. Before there was no need for money and there was just constant production, and then suddenly production stops and money becomes important when it was not important before.
It's when the parents stop paying for it and giving them the trust fund.
Well, I don't know
But
if it's
the people getting the money don't say it.
Well, yeah, because no
They
one
don't tell the audience.
no one feels cool being like, hey, my parents are paying for me to make stuff that they are not paying for you to make. Like, I think they all sort of want to run on the mystique that they're like these indie creators and like, this is my business and this is just how good it does on its own organically. But the reality is with animation, like, even look at corporate animation from like the 80s and stuff on TV. Like, that stuff had to be selling toys. Money had to come from somewhere. Even on television, typically, like the TV commercials and advertisers, typically that wasn't even enough to fund the animation. They had to have like really good toy sales, and that's even during an era when there was a lot more physical toys being sold to kids because they weren't, because they actually played with toys. They weren't just sitting on their tablets all day long. So, I don't know, traditional animation, until maybe AI changes things in the future, traditional animation has always been like very, very expensive. So especially when people are kind of magically producing it and there's no evident like source of revenue, and then suddenly like their production schedule changes and when they start running sales, especially, I don't know, me and Liz,
or they freeze. They freeze and start running sales.
And especially when they start running sales and I can identify like all the ways that they are, like all of the coffee tables that they are running into in the dark, Like me and Liz have, one fortunate thing about starting with nothing is we built our way up from nothing, and every single goof and mistake and problem that you do as a person that doesn't know what they're doing yet, we managed to hit all of those problems when we were at a very small scale. So it's super easy. And if it's like, oh man, we didn't estimate shipping for international being different. Oh, oopsies, If you're running a massive campaign...
Or, these pallets came broken and damaged. How do we replace them? This is an extra cost, but we need to deliver to the customers. Are you there?
Yeah, I just had a Clip Studio message pop up. I'm trying to save. That's why it started out as an old Photoshop. I got to save as a Clip Studio now. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've hit all of the mistakes at a scale where it's like, oh, we goofed up this thing with manufacturing, but it's only for a small number of units, so the cost is totally survivable. We'll just bounce back and keep on going, and now we know that for future reference. So we've been fortunate to start with nothing, and we do all of the first-timer mistakes at a really small scale. And at this point, we kind of know how to avoid them, which is very good because now we're scaling up. But it's interesting to watch some of these outfits that really posture as though they're like these huge, massive, successful, experienced,
and make really big promises to their customers about how they're going to do all this stuff.
Yeah, and then you see them like
they've never done before.
And then you see them aggressively drive into all of these first-timer mistakes, and then their customers are just like left in the lurch, and it goes on for years. And it's like, okay, you guys, you're trying to put off this image like you're big and successful and savvy, but you obviously can't even deliver the most simple things to your customers. And there's all these, I don't know, like again, from website layout and formatting and shipping and fulfillment and manufacturing stuff, and it's just interesting seeing these companies that aren't really companies. It's like, no, they've got someone's family has a lot of money that they're shoveling into this.
And they're giving it to their daughter. Yeah.
Or son. I'm not naming any names.
No.
But I am looking for the Shock Trooper file, because I know I've colored the pointer before, and I like those colors, so I gotta find that.
Oh, that's hard.
I know where to find it.
No, do you?
Yeah,
okay,
it's in Dreamkeeper's Concept.
Yeah.
search bar.
Ah, cheating.
Yes, I'm cheating. I'm using the search bar. You can't.
I am the search bar.
But I found a folder this way with shock troopers and an infographic. Haha. And I'm gonna open it now. And now I'm gonna
See, the
open
thing
it.
is, I thought I moved all those infographics over into the Ascension folder, so we would lose any of them.
You probably did.
But I looked in the Ascension folder and I couldn't find any of them, so I just moved your whole wildlife folder over to make it easier.
Well, I'm just gonna save this as Eclipse Studio now. Oh, actually, the shock trooper logo looks good in with a white star. That's kind of snazzy. All right, here's these guys.
Twitch has a lot of ad people. I've had an ad guy I had to block every single time here now.
You'd think that Twitch would have the resources to like moderate their platform and avoid like, you know, obvious robots and spam
I don't
accounts
think
and
they
stuff.
care. I really don't think they care.
There we go, pointer swatch. Dun, 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 dun. And I know I've done Manacales and Gnosis in color before, so I might just have to
Yeah.
find the graphic novel pages where those guys are colored. Oh, I don't think I cleaned of all the guys I didn't really clean up yet. I didn't clean up the pointer. Had to rush and get his ref first. I was too excited.
He's got a pointer. I know.
Yeah. But anyways, I would hope that Alex Hirsch, just to get back to the point of the tangent that I went off on there, I would hope that he is able to be free of Disney and have all this creative freedom. But then I hope that there would also be some way that he can secure funding for him to be able to make content. Which actually, thinking about that, the last couple of years he's been making like sort of what we've been doing. He's been making books. He's been making nice, big, colorful, high production value hardcovers. So he's, I know he's doing it with Gravity Falls content, but he's kind of starting, now that he's not actively making a series with Disney anymore, he's just sort of doing stuff. I know it's still technically with Disney because it's their IP, but it seems like this is what his creative output is. But I'm just noting he's actually doing stuff that's more along the lines of what we do as Vivid, which is making like really nice hardcover books that like sort of add to the lore of the series. But I don't know, hopefully as the crowdfunding market continues, it'd be great if more people got involved and the foundation for funding content broadened and more production was made possible. I think it's obviously been a game changer so far, but it's not quite at the scale where it's necessarily making like animated series or like, you know, full length animated films viable. It's making some things viable, like book and comic releases definitely.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Are there laser pointers in the dream world? I think they have like a laser sight thing. Do they have laser sight things attached to the guns?
Yeah, the shock troopers especially, they have I think infrared laser sights, so they do have lasers.
I know you did a joke animation with a laser pointer, but I know that wasn't canon, so...
It's canonical in Volume 2, because the shock troopers have an infrared mode on their HUD goggles.
Right.
And in their infrared mode, they can actually see, like, laser dot pointers.
Okay, no, I just meant the animation you did is in canon. Where they're, like, playing with laser pointers and the cats are going crazy.
Oh, yeah, Sketch of the Month
Novel has one?
Sketch of the
Oh,
Month
that
is
was
just
good.
kind of like fun what-ifs. It's not canonical.
Nope.
So even like this month, like the one we just posted, like the fashion shoot where they're all posing in sexy outfits and stuff. It's like that's not like a thing that happens canonically in the story. That's just like some.
I say Rebel Lilith, that's such a thing.
Rebel Lilith is not canonical. She is. Well, I guess it depends on your how you define canonical. But in terms of like what happens in the story, if it's not in a book, then it's not really canonical. And that's kind of why I'm going out of my way to make the lore book full of so much stuff, is because like, well, what do I want to have officially be canonical in the world if people are doing like, you know, their own fan fiction, and if they did want it to align with canonical stuff, then this would hopefully be a nice convenient way for them to access that information.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would like it if the crowdfunding market continues to grow and get bigger and stuff, because I really like the idea that you guys, what people love, what people enjoy, like you actually decide what gets produced, and then creators are answerable only to the mass of their audience, and they're not answerable to like some board of directors or some tiny number of like powerful investors or whatever. So I like the ideas behind it.
Maybe someone's power in Dreamkeepers is laser pointer.
Laser pointer power confirmed. It does make it a little bit.
They call them lased for short.
A little bit unfortunate though, seeing some of these, especially some of these like more high-profile creators make first-time mistakes and stumble around with their crowdfunds, because the issue there is, you know, if everyone is like, oh, we're all excited to support indie animation and crowdfunding, woo, and then if they all,
and then you donate to the Kickstarter.
Yeah, exactly. If they all donate to these campaigns, good. But then if they all basically get burned, I know that a lot of these bigger creators have a lot of goodwill stored up, so they can burn their customers a lot of times, and the customers will just be like, well, they're doing their best, and keep coming back for more.
It's just Kickstarter. Yeah.
But I mean, there's a certain number of times where everyone's got a point where they're just, even if they don't consciously stop and be like, hey, I think this creator is scamming me, there's a threshold where they're just not as excited to back anymore, and they sort of lose their enthusiasm for supporting. Sometimes not even just losing their enthusiasm for supporting that particular creator. They'll lose their enthusiasm for supporting crowdfunds in general. And like, who could blame them? If they support this stuff, they're really excited about it. Oh, I can't wait to see these episodes come out. And then 2 years later, they're like, yeah, I can't wait to see these episodes come out. And then 3 years later, they're like, yeah, I'm really excited for
what?
Well, I was also supposed to get like pins or something, wasn't I? And you know, eventually, if that happens enough times to people, I feel like it actually.
Everybody.
Yeah, it actually, like, even though some of these bigger creators can kind of ride on a lot of goodwill for a long time, eventually I do think it harms the overall crowdfunding market for everybody. Like smaller creators, like customers obviously are the first casualty there. They're getting burned. So it's. On the one hand, I like seeing all of this stuff happening in the crowdfunding market, and I'm like, yes, this is great. This is like the more things that get funded, the more big projects gain visibility. That's awesome. But I guess when the other shoe drops, it's like, oh, well, what if these people running these crowdfunds don't really know how to take care of their customers, and then they aggressively don't take care of their customers like at all? Then so I guess that's
and stop giving updates, by the way.
I guess that's the catch-22 of crowdfunding. It's great because it takes away the gatekeepers, and it's free for anyone to go out there and try to make of themselves whatever they want to make. And if people want to support them, then that's great. But the advantage of having no gatekeepers also turns into a disadvantage, because there's no filter on, like, I guess, like whether or not someone's going to be competently taking care of their customers.
Okay, there was a question. Let me try to find it. What happened if Transformers stumbled into the dream world and encountered the Dreamkeepers? That sounds horrible.
If Transformers stumbled into the dream world and encountered the Dreamkeepers, I actually know exactly what would happen.
What would happen?
They would turn into watermelons. Yeah, I've thought of this. This is going to be a story arc later. They would turn into watermelons immediately. There's like a rare sort of psychic resonance when a Transformer meets someone in a dream world where they turn into a large melon.
I'm gonna be coloring that later. Lots of stripes.
Listen, I'm just saying how things work. I'm just the messenger.
Okay, good. Oh, they did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Naruto. Yeah, they did Gargoyles and what was it? Gargoyles and Fantastic Four, because Disney owns both. So you know, why not? Why not?
Like recently, or
yeah, like right now.
I don't know. I guess if they're having fun.
Fantastic Four poses and does things, and the gargoyles fly around, like glide around like they're important, but they don't actually do anything. You know, it's
Is that like? Did you see it, or is that what the commenter is saying they do?
No, I have seen it.
You have not seen it.
I have seen it.
Oh, you have seen it.
I have. It's a comic. It's a comic crossover.
Is it good?
Because they're both in New York. No.
No? Okay. Many such cases. I can't really be too critical though, because I think that I'm just not a Fantastic Four fan to begin with. Like even going back into like the golden age of comics and like the good old, they've ruined Fantastic Four. It used to be so good. It's like, for some people, yes, but I just don't think I was ever the guy that was excited about Fantastic Four, even like the old school stuff. It just, I don't know.
It sounds like a tragic space accident. I don't think you become a superhero. I think it's a tragic space accident, like Venture Brothers knows.
Yeah, I like the Venture Brothers riff on it the best. I think it's that they have a fun time with it. But my complaint is not even like that. It's like it's unrealistic. It's like I don't need my fun, pulpy superhero stuff to be realistic. If it was realistic, that'd sort of go against the point of a lot of the superhero fun stuff. I don't know. I guess it's just that I was never interested in the character designs. The character personalities always seemed really, it just never was interesting to me. I'm not even out here being like, telling you, oh, it is, the Fantastic Four is bad. Like I don't know if it's good or bad. I've never really gotten into it. It's just the characters never seemed interesting to me personally, I guess.
I really think the Venture Brothers were accurate. Though the Stretch guy would be an asshole, and I mean, what is the point of turning invisible skin when you can see through and the guy's always on fire screaming?
Well, I kind of like the stretchy superhero motif better with Elastigirl and The Incredibles. Because the concept actually resonates really well with the role of the character, which is sort of like this mother that is like literally trying to be flexible and stretch and like get all of these things done and like multitask.
Do everything?
Yeah, do everything and multitask and stretch herself out across many tasks. So it's like it really resonates well with the concept of the character, and she's got like an appealing personality. And I'm talking about the Incredibles 1 film exclusively. But I don't know. To me, that I think is like a cool rendition of a character with a power that involves like stretching. Mr. Incredible has like I think part of it too is the costume design. Always looked not good to me. Like if I was a superhero, I wouldn't want to wear that costume. It's like baby blue with giant white stripe on it. It's like, oh no thank you. Is there another outfit? No, this is the outfit.
I think they fight Doctor Doom, and he's got a metal face.
Doctor Doom that's a cool looking villain. I don't know anything about him. Maybe he's actually a lame villain. But
I don't know why.
The way he looks, giant metal face, big ass cape, he looks like a cool villain.
Does Dave do stretching?
Mm-hmm.
You stretch?
Mm-hmm. I stretch and I touch my toes. Say what?
I didn't slurp at you when you did that.
Don't slurp. Don't you dare slurp at me. We talked about this.
But you stretch?
Yeah. Otherwise, how would I stay flexible? I gotta stretch down and touch my toes, and reach up my arms and touch the sky, and cool stuff like that.
You do push-ups in the middle of the living room floor, and it worries me.
Why does it worry you? It's just push-ups.
You were near my furniture, and you were gonna knock something over with your jump.
I'm not gonna knock anything over. I'm not flying around like a loose cannon. I'm just minding my own business. Just doing a push-up now and then. Not a big deal. Just a little push-up.
There's spaces for that. You have a mat. You don't need to do that in the living room.
Well, until recently, the basement was cluttered, so I had to use.
Oh no, not clutter.
I know. No,
arch nemesis.
My arch nemesis, clutter. It was terrible. I'm grabbing this scraw for reference. All right, Starfall. Beauty. Yeah, a lot of these creatures have already been in the graphic novel or prelude at some point, but some of them are going to be from scratch.
Somebody says Hazen is calling.
Is he? I don't know. I must not know how stuff works. No, maybe he thought since I was making a silly voice that it was Hazen. That's either...
It's a clue.
It's either a total idiot talking or it's Hazen. Which is it? Hard to tell sometimes.
No, he's not here right now. I just checked.
You check. Okay.
He's in space, outer space.
He's in outer
fighting Dr.
space.
Doom.
He's in outer space taking notes from Dr. Doom.
They say, hey, let's V and Bobby go back to that one. What did you do? Did you open something?
I just opened
You open
a prelude. I think that prelude's already been posted. That's already public. If you are seeing a prelude comic where I grabbed this scraw from,
Yeah.
that is already public. You can go and scope it out on the comic page on the website, dreamkeeperscomic.com, and then just in the navigation tab. I'm talking like for someone that doesn't know, like, wait, you have a website? Why, yes, I do. It is the dreamkeeperscomic.com. And then you go to the navigation bar, and you will see some options there. In the navigation bar, you select comics. And then at your very fingertips will be the comic you just saw.
Thanks.
No problem. My pleasure. I think more birds need to have snaggletooth beaks like this. It's a cool look. Looks very monstery. There's a Ghostbusters toy that had like a mouth like this. It was orange. Do you know the one I'm talking about?
You've shown me.
It was like a mousetrap where you press down on the tongue and then it bites your finger really hard, which I don't know why that was like a good feature at the time. It was like a positive
Toys that
feature.
try to hurt you.
Yeah, toys that try
Toys
to
that
hurt
try
you.
to hurt you. That's great. Now you definitely need to buy those.
Toys that cause pain. Yes.
Black one has always wanted to punch a seagull.
They are. They do sort of look like they're asking for it.
Wow, not ordinary in games, says snails are monsters. We got some real hatred for some animals.
Snails are monsters. What does he not like? Is it snails?
Snails.
Snails.
I know with slugs you can kill them with eggshells, so maybe snails are like non-homeless slugs.
Yeah, are snails like getting up in your garden and wrecking your plants, or what's your beef with snails?
They're tasty if you do it right.
Escargot. Yeah, I don't know if like every type of snail is.
No, they're poisonous. Oh, they also hate squids, so they can live. Squids are delicious too. All of the things you hate are delicious. Eat them.
The key to defeating these creatures is to eat them. Humboldt squid I think it's Humboldt squid are scary though. Those are the ones that will swim up and try to eat people.
Are the Ghostbuster toys? Toys that help test your limits and learn how to survive in this harsh world.
Yeah, it's sort of like that thing in Dune where what's his name? Paul Atreides has to put his hand in a box and endure the pain to become a man, and it's like that's the Ghostbuster toy. It's like you have to let the Ghostbuster toy chomp on your finger to prove your masculinity.
Happy Guy 1, Mamo has decided who is allowed to be with who in the dream world, and everyone else has to be gay. That's just how we roll here now.
That's just how it works. That's the rules
if
now.
you don't like somebody, they're supposed to be gay. That's just what you got to do in the cartoon world. I don't make the rules.
I don't know if it's about liking or disliking them, but it gets them out of the picture for competition with.
That's right.
With certain waifus.
Yes. That way we don't have to kill them. Bast and Bobby can live.
Yeah, you just pull out the What would you call a laser that turns people gay? Like a gazer?
The gazer.
Just
I've
pull
heard
out the
it's
gazer and like hit him with that, and then they're out of the competition for the waifu.
Seagulls take food and try to eat animals too big for them, and the sound they make is insufferable.
Seagulls are very selfish.
They're terrible.
I think they're nice. They are atmospheric. If you're chilling at the beach and there's some seagulls wheeling overhead and making their little seagull noises, I think it's kind of relaxing. As long as you're not also trying to eat food. If you're trying to eat food, then they become rats with wings pretty fast. The scraws were kind of obviously these are based off of seagull vibes, but we're mixing just a little dash of alligator in there for fun.
Snails are forgiven. We have mistaken them for something else. Snails are not the ones with the creepy alien beaks. I think we were thinking about, squids. I think squids have the creepy alien beaks.
Squids do have creepy alien beaks. All right, so snails, you guys are simpatico now. You can come out of the doghouse.
Free pass.
Snails, you may rejoin society.
But the squids, that's the thing. I think the squids are the ones with the creepy alien beaks. I can't think of anything else that has that.
Coconut crabs are pretty creepy too.
Yeah. Don't they live in the dark?
Coconut crabs? If you mean
I
like
thought those were the ones that go around at night.
yeah, at night they will come out of the ocean and they will eat anything that they can get their claws on.
Yeah, whoever designed those had a sick sense of humor.
Yeah. They can even climb, so it's not even like you could be like, well, I'm stranded on this island. I guess I'll climb a palm tree so the coconut crabs don't just pull me apart at night. It's like, nope, they're gonna be up there with you.
I heard that's what got Amelia Earhart, that she actually crash landed and then the coconut crabs ate her.
Yeah, I think there was like a
And they have found
Mr.
remains.
I think there was a Mr. Ballin video.
Ballin,
There was something to
yeah.
that effect where they were like, oh, we think that she crash landed on this small island and we think we found the remains of her airplane and we think that's all the remains we're ever gonna find because this place is infested with coconut crabs.
We are not judging if Bobby and Bast are gay or not, which is true. We're not. We're just caught off guard because that was a little harsh.
Unless
But that's love.
unless they're hit with the gazer, then they don't have any say in it. They're gonna become gay.
Maybe Bobby.
Bam.
Maybe Bobby and Bast will end up together. I don't know if they've met yet. So
The gazer knows no mercy.
Mano likes snail pets and likes them crawling on his face. So that's cool.
Do you have actual snails for pets? If that's the case, I've never heard of that.
Now we are making a list of who we want to be together.
The shipping segment of the stream has begun.
We're not judging-
Shipping.
We're not judging people who are gay. We just want to decide who is gay so that they don't get in the way of loving V.
By we, do you
That's
mean
the rule.
the readers? Because I'm not.
I'm not in this either.
I'm not the
readers-
one. I'm not the one wielding the
The
gazer. Someone else is using the gazer. I'm just an observer here.
It's the chat.
Chad is the one using the gazer. So if there's anyone out there like, I'm very offended that you are using a laser to make some characters gay, I think that is very offensive. It's like, hey, you're preaching to the choir. I think it's offensive too, but I'm not the guy wielding the gazer. You gotta track down these jokers.
I don't really have a reaction if Team Rocket tried to face the Fantastic Four chat, but I think there would be a lot of copyright issues because Nintendo would probably get mad.
Oh, like if Team Rocket tried to face the Fantastic Four? Is that a question in one of the chats?
Yeah.
I know what would happen.
I think that would be.
I know what would happen.
What would happen? They turn to watermelons?
Oh, how did you know?
What?
Yeah, they turned into watermelons. If Team Rocket went to face Fantastic Four, actually Team Rocket would turn into watermelons.
That's probably true.
It is true. I know it's true. I know that's what would happen. That's why they ask Liz. This is why they ask me these questions. Is because they understand that I know the answers.
Okay.
They wouldn't ask if I didn't know the answer, right? It only makes sense. So if you were hoping for that answer, if you were hoping to hear, yep, the Fantastic Four would turn into watermelons, you're welcome. Now you know. Confirmed.
There's a fan art. It's that horrible AI trend where they all have like watermelon bodies and then their heads are stuck on there like normal and they're like, nah. You look unhappy.
Oh, you're right. I forgot
Oh,
that was an
freak.
actual, like, literal AI trend.
That's somebody's fetish.
That must be subconsciously where I got my answer of, like, turning everyone into watermelons. I must have, like, seen those images and it lodged in my subconscious somewhere.
The chat likes a Lilith and Bast ship, Dave.
A Lilith and Bast ship.
Yep, there was a whole list, and I didn't get a good look at it, but that happened. Oh, they couldn't fight the Fantastic Four, but they could face the Hulk, since he is owned by Universal, like Sony owns Spider-Man. No, I'm pretty sure Nintendo would copyright strike and sue again if you tried that. Also, I don't think anything would get done, because they're not really very efficient villains.
That would actually be really funny if there was a comic where some hero was struggling against a villain that was just too powerful, and they're like, oh, we have to, how are we going to stop this villain from destroying everything? And then suddenly the villain comes and he's like going to deal the death blow, but the hero's like, it's too late, I've won. And the villain's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, we just sold your IP rights to a competing company. You are not even allowed to be in this universe anymore. And he's like, no! And just, they use the fourth wall.
Who bought me?
No, it's impossible. It's like, I'm sorry. Now you're in the My Little Pony universe, and that is the only place you can ever be again. And the villain's just like, no!
Oh, yeah, they were asking if you had seen My Little Pony.
I've seen some episodes here and there. I haven't seen.
It was a long time ago. I haven't seen the latest.
Yeah, I know enough that I get the different personalities of Fluttershy and. What is Rarity, the one that like is really snooty? Twilight Sparkle is sort of like the main character. So I know like most of the character names. Fine, I admit it. You caught me. I am the ultimate brony.
Well, you should. Yeah, that's great. Become a brony after the show's over, Dave. That's great.
I pick my moments, and they're always wrong.
Yeah. Your cutie mark is just a watermelon. Are these the only colors your scrawl things come in, or is there a range of colors and patterns for them? Scraws all seem to come in this color scheme, but honestly, I just fake the colors each time. I don't have a swatch I really go off of.
You're about to.
Aww.
Although I will say, with all of the creatures, they're not as strict as character. Like with a character, it's the same individual, so we got to stick to the swatches. But with creatures, I'm gonna say that there's a lot more flexibility and variation. Like not every puma in the world is the exact same shade of tan. You know, it can be based on their environment and genetics and all kinds of stuff. So I think the animals, there's a few different color variations and different stripe configurations and stuff. So we're just gonna be putting like the main sort of standard issue colors in the book, I think.
We got the list again. They want Nama and Mace, Lilith and Bast, Whip and Wisp, V and Bobby Woods and Indy. This is the Christmas list, Dave.
I like this Christmas list. All right, we got the Scraws.
But where is Mamo in the list?
Shows what you know. That list is merely a list for him to target of characters with the gazer. Clear out the competition. I think next I'm gonna paint this Bander. Because I know I've got a Bander swatch somewhere.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, there's one in Volume 1 you can pull off of.
Yeah. I'm actually going for Prelude Collection one. I think there's a really good one there. In fact, some of the Prelude Collection 1 art I might even be repurposing and using some of it in the lore book. If it's like, you know, lore, I think it's fine if it's in more than one book.
Yeah, you should.
Now, is this the page that has the Bander? I'm going to have to actually just trial and error here because I can't see the preview thumbnails. EMV blockatated. Mammo got him. And actual therapy, not the Fazbear and Friends clinic.
There's no future where Mason and Whip are not double teaming. Which one's in the cuck chair? Who's watching there?
Not this page. So if that's 269.
I don't even know what the Fantastic Four does, and I don't even know what Doctor Doom does, except I've seen him like looking evil and shadowy, so.
He's also got a metal face helmet, which is pretty cool. It's pretty badass.
Yeah, I think if he took that off, maybe they wouldn't know he was a villain.
Well, he takes that off, and then he just turns into like Stanford, some guy.
Yeah, maybe it's actually Lex Luthor with a mask. What if it was that?
No, it'd be way funnier if he's just like some dorky looking,
Some
like
guy.
freckled, like teen.
Grandma.
Yeah.
Oh, they've decided that Bast is in the cuck chair. Okay.
Bast is stuck in the cuck chair again.
Yes, you see, if you yell block in the chat, that instantly blocks things. That's great. Yes, that's definitely.
That's how
it
I
works.
protect myself in real life too. If someone comes up to me in a
yell
threatening way,
block.
I just yell blocked, and then keep going. Like if the security guy's like, "All right, you're at a security checkpoint. Please empty your pockets." Blocked. I just keep going right past him. Always works. Life advice from David.
Is that how you like? If there's somebody at the door you don't like them, and they're trying to sell you stuff, you just yell blocked. Close the door on them.
That's actually not the worst idea. Blocked. Close the door. What are they gonna do? Complain to the mod? It's too late. David is safe inside of his home.
I gotta put up my no solicitor sign still. I want you to help me with that.
I love the fact that you got a chrome skull and crossbones to go with that. I think that's perfect.
I have good taste that goes on the outside of a house and not a car. I definitely put like bling on the outside of my house for no reason. Rhinestone my house. I have no homeowners association, doesn't matter.
I feel like it definitely sends the right vibe to any solicitors that want to solicit. Called like, no, we're very metal boomers in this house, and we have some like, like some like born to shit, forced to wipe memes in our hard drive. So beware. It's about the speed. That's about the temperature we give out. I actually love. Have you guys seen any of those memes where they're like, it's like a metal skeleton riding a motorcycle with like flames, and it has like these. I love those memes. Those are so fun.
If they have sketch for the month ideas, it has to go on Patreon. We can't do ideas out here.
Yep, definitely, and get those in before the stream ends. And if you're like, what Discord server? How do I get in there? Just to recap briefly, there is a backers-only Discord. It is called the Dream Cord, and if you're a backer on Patreon, then Patreon is hooked up so you get access to the Dream Cord server.
Yep, we don't take ideas in the chat.
Yeah, well, I can't even keep track of half the stuff. It's hard enough to keep track of it. That's why we switched over to using like a forum post actually for the idea harvesting, because it was getting just too much to try to parse it out.
And then the community votes on what we can actually do. All right. Dave, have you decided how the Dream World works? Is Dream World just a cool name for the world?
Oh yeah, we've got
it's a plane of existence.
Yeah, we've got a whole system down for how it works. It's going to be all in the lore book.
Oh, that's true. They like Harmony. I hope that she's in the graphic novel series. I can't say.
I like Harmony too.
She's kind of got some like Lilith vibes, but an overachiever, and then like, like a lot of naive. No, they're all very naive kids.
Endearing though.
Oh, yeah, you do have a bander. Look at you.
Mm-hmm.
With his cape, his little sweater. I've never seen BioShock, so I don't know what that is.
I think it's a video game. Uh-oh, YouTube has wandered into music with lyrics territory. Stop that, stop that, stop that.
You gonna sing along?
No.
Okay. We could go in there and harvest the sketch of the month ideas.
Yep, that's the plan.
I know, but I mean before dinner. I could do more dishes.
You know, I could do the harvest. I'm not super hungry yet because I had a little snack before the stream started.
Yeah, I'm getting there. But you know what? You could harvest and I'll do more dishes and then we'll review and then we'll do dinner.
That sounds like a plan. They're called banders because they have bands of color on them.
Are you telling us all your secrets?
Yeah.
They want a hot spring scene in volume 6. Oh my goodness. That sounds like every webcomic I've ever... Every furry webcomic has to have a hot springs.
It's because it became like an anime fan service staple. I think it... Did it start with Tenchi Muyo, I think? Actually, this is a question for Chad, if any of you guys have more lore on like... does every...
The lore of the hot springs?
Yeah, because I know that Tenchi Muyo does it, and then I know it became a cliche. But did other anime series also do that? And then is that how it sort of entered like the tropey popular consciousness, or was so I guess my question is, was it multiple different anime, like harem animes? Did that become like a consistent trope, or was it just from Tenchi Muyo, but then it resonated so much that everyone always like did it forever after in their webcomics and stuff? I'm genuinely curious.
I'm waiting. I don't know if I know.
Might be a mystery.
Mystery of the hot springs. I always started with the manga, but most people thought it was too cringe to animate. So they're telling us to do cringe things. Cool. This is like, we love this. It's really cringe.
Well, I will say that's actually one of the reasons that I'm glad we can do sketch of the month ideas here and there. Because sometimes it's fun just to do a little bit of fan service, a little bit of like cringy what ifs, you know. But then that way it allows us to keep the main story and the main series actually focused and more good. For lack of a better word.
Yeah, we can't, like if the book was, like if we were sticking to the book, we could say that Genevieve and Igrath have never met, so we can't draw them together, but that's no fun. So, the sketch of the month, we could draw Genevieve and Igrath together if we had to. We're not going to be really strict.
I just painted the gradients all on the flats layer. It's a crime against humanity. But it doesn't matter, because I don't need to...
Because you're in charge.
Because
You shaving this?
Actually, I'm not.
What did you do?
I'll probably do a basic cell shading on these, but I don't want to go too crazy on the lighting and shadowing because they're supposed to be, they're supposed to be suitable as references in the lore book. So if I went too nuts on the lighting to the point where it obscures the base color, then it would sort of be like going against the grain of what the functionality is.
Dave, what makes you cringe more than anything?
What makes me cringe more than anything? I don't know. I'm just coloring a bander shell right now, so nothing. I'm sure there's something, but nothing really springs to mind. Probably like post-ironic Marvel banter. Like, if you're like watching a movie and then there's like lines in the script to the effect of like, "Oh my gosh, he's standing right behind me, isn't he?" And it's like, I don't know, just dialogue to that effect. Where it's
Are they
like
trying to be too smart?
yeah, where it's like sort of snarky and it's like not taking like where it's like the characters themselves do not even take their own reality and their own situation seriously. And it's also not really supposed to be a satire or a parody. It's just that the authors themselves are it's like they have the sense that they're just regurgitating tropes. They know it fully. They can't really unsee it. There's nothing else in them. So the only thing they can do is have unnecessary commentary on the fact that what they are doing is tropey, and it comes off as the characters just like having endless snark towards themselves and their situation at all times. Because it's actually just like a thinly disguised layer of the writers kind of like trying to hang a lantern on the fact that they're totally creatively bankrupt. I think that's the thing.
So millennial writing.
Yeah, millennial writing. I think that like now there are some narrow use cases where that flavor of sort of sarcasm and irony really fits a story. So it's not like it's always bad, but in my opinion that flavor is so overused in so many inappropriate fictional settings that to me it just turns into like instant like my face actually like cringes up and scrunches and I'm like, oh, okay, that's enough of this movie,
That's the thing about movie theaters. When you go there, you've already paid, and there's no ability to turn it off, and you're stuck there.
Well, you're not stuck there. You can't leave. We've done that before in a movie. If a movie's bad enough, I think didn't we actually ask for our money back after the Golden Compass?
Yep.
That was so bad. And I loved the first book. The first book in that series was so good. And then the movie they just butchered it.
No, and the best thing was the guy you asked it from wasn't even surprised. He's like, oh yeah.
He's like, yeah, most people prefer a refund after being in the theater for 10 minutes.
Oh, we didn't fool anybody. I relate. Oh, you can have your money back. Nobody wants your money. They shouldn't have your money. They hate bad fourth wall breaks.
Again, sometimes a fourth wall break is really funny or surprising or charming, but it's I don't know. It's been done badly so many times. It's easy to just be like, "Oh, it's a sign of bad writing." It's like not necessarily. It could be done well, but it almost never is done well. So it's one of those like use at your own risk writing tools. It's like don't pull that tool out unless you know what you're doing with it. Don't just do that for no reason.
I'm glad you're doing the color blocking on this because you have to hit a lot of references to get these animal colors right.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot.
And sometimes I don't even know what I want until I'm doing it. So there's
Oh boy.
like for example, I'm putting a little bit of like a I forget what the technical term is, but like a bit of a gradient on this pointer's belly, lightening it up a little bit. There's an actual scientific word for the phenomenon where animals tend to have a lighter belly and a darker back, because if you're above them looking down, especially with fish, if you're above them looking down, like the water's going to be darker, so a darker top makes them camouflage better. Whereas if you're below them looking up, it's going to be brighter, so a brighter belly makes them more likely to blend in with the surface.
Mm-hmm.
I just forget what the actual scientific term for that is.
I forget what that is too. Yeah, they thought there was a lot of potential with the Golden Compass movie.
Yeah, like And especially if you've ever read the book, like the idea of the daemons as they're presented in the book, they're so charming. It's this like little, basically it's like a part of your soul is outside of you, and it's your eternal companion that's always with you. And it's, everyone has sort of like a different animal or creature for their daemon. Well, not like everyone is different, like, but they'll have like, could be a fox or a moth or a marmot, like any number of things. And it can talk to you and bounce ideas off of it. So it's like, sort of like every kid's dream come true, having like a little companion, familiar pet.
Sidekick.
Sidekick that just goes with you and like helps you all the time. It's such a cute idea. It was so well depicted in the books. And the book's story and plot was like really well developed, great pacing, great villains, all sorts of good stuff, all sorts of quality. And then the movie just turned into like pure dookie. It was like such a terrible adaptation. I suppose in a way it's maybe almost merciful, because when you read the subsequent 2 books in the Golden Compass series, it's like, oh, the author really kind of goes off the rails, and they forget about all the...
Third book, he gets really heavy-handed on what his like ideological beliefs are.
Yeah, it turns into way more about that, and less about this like lighthearted adventure with these like appealing protagonists, and it turns into more of this like strange, like, the other thing too, it's like
it was strange.
He plus I expound upon story structure sometimes. He actually followed really good story structure in the first book. Really well structured, good objective scenes and sequel pairings, like just great. And then in the later books, it's like he just sort of threw all that out the window because I don't know exactly what happened.
It took him a long time to write the other 2 books. He really delayed. I think he got stuck.
Maybe that's another situation where they didn't have it like written out in advance or something.
I think that's definitely it, because there was a long period before he finished all those books.
There we go. I know I've seen this crab before. Got it.
Prelude, I know him.
I found
No,
you,
they
Mr.
love book
Crab.
2 to death. Book 3 was rushed and heavy-handed.
The Golden Compass, there's even like interesting ideas and interesting ingredients in the other 2 Golden Compass books, but it's just they weren't really assembled.
I thought the second one, Subtle Knife, was really interesting.
Yeah, there's interesting stuff to it, and the second one, it had me through the second one, and I was like, okay, well, what is this building up into? And they're sort of like what's the deal with like these ghouls or these creepers that suck people's vitality out? This is interesting. They developed the witches a little more, but then the third one, it just
It was really scary.
totally derailed into like this weird, like, oh, there's welcome to the Snuffleupagus bicycle people, where they're made out of wheels and they go around and go to the wheel trees. It's just, it got totally bizarre and weird. And there were still parts of it I liked. I liked how they journeyed to the underworld, and there was like a sphinx, but or I'm sorry, harpies. I thought the harpies were cool, but there were so many other ingredients that just didn't really hold together to the point where the character motives didn't even really make sense. And then they just arbitrarily were like, oh, well, we decided that if you're in a different reality, you die, and we never figured that out before, but we're just going to declare it now so that we can arbitrarily decide that that's how this...
They made the lady with the monkey like a good guy at the end, which is really weird.
Yeah, no, he tried doing lots of stuff, and especially I thought it was really heavy-handed how he was like very, very transparently anti-religious, and he's like, oh, God is terrible and the worst, and he's so dumb, and the whole thing is about they're all desperately trying to have a war against God so they can kill God, and oh, are they going to be able to do it? And then at the end, God is just like, oh, I'm so old, I just fall apart because I'm stupid and crappy, and as soon as I am outside, I just fall apart and die on my own because that's how weak I really am. Oh, and it's like, okay, well, that's amazingly anticlimactic. We're you structure this whole thing like it's a gigantic inter-reality. Every world is coming together to try to destroy God and fight against God, and they all have to defeat this amazing, incredible, powerful villain, and it takes all of them combined, and oh, it's going to be such an epic, and then God is just like, well, I came out, and I looked at the sun, and it's like, oh, it's too bright for me, and now I'm dead, and I'm gone, blah.
So you didn't like it.
I'm not even exaggerating about that as a climax too much, so I hope you weren't planning on reading it and getting it all spoiled for you, but yeah, the whole thing builds up towards like it's as though it's going to be
Okay,
some
Dave?
epic confrontation defeating God, and then
Dave,
there's no.
the war was against an angel who was lying about being God.
Well, that was Metatron. The war was against. Well, he wasn't lying about being God. He was basically in charge as a steward. He was basically God's mouthpiece and God's like #1 guy, and he was in charge of managing heaven. While God was too busy being like ethereal and important. And then as soon as God came out, like the big guns in the battle or whatever, it was just like, whomp. It was almost like a comedic thing. But yeah, Metatron was supposed to be scary, but then he just also wasn't really. Oh yeah, I think they just jumped into a big hole with Metatron, and then that's how they defeated him. The people that were the bad guys were like, oh, we're going to jump in a hole with you now. And Metatron's like, well, I'm an angel and everything, and I have wings, but you have jumped into a hole with me. I am now defeated.
Okay, do you think the main character's mother had a failed redemption arc?
The main character's mother. Oh, I mean, Miss Coulter, I think? Is that her name?
Yeah, Coulter, yeah.
No, she never even really had a redemption arc where she was like, oh, I'm recognizing, like, here's how I've treated my daughter that was really messed up, or I regret things. She was just kind of, it's like the author suddenly decided that even though she was like being aggressively evil towards her daughter, he's like, yeah, but she's kind of mysterious and cool, so she's actually a good guy now. And it's like, okay. It's kind of cool that she's bad, so we're sort of vibing with that.
Okay, are you excited for the Primitive War movie with the Vietnam and the dinosaurs?
This is the first I've heard of it. There's a a dinosaur Vietnam movie.
Yeah, it's based on a comic. I've seen the trailer, actually. It looks interesting, but I just don't care about the humans. And it's one of those movies where it starts out with humans.
I'd probably work to it for free. Give it a shot.
So no, Dave, the original God, the big guy, was also an angel. He was also lying.
I don't think you must not be talking about the same book series. I'm talking about the Golden Compass series. You might be talking about, what is it, Gnosticism? Because in Gnosticism, they believe that the big god is actually pretending and he's not really the big god. But I think in Golden Compass, their big god was just like a super sleepy old guy that died as soon as he hit the air.
Okay, well. You gave it to Goodwill, so you're not going to read it again.
Someone else might enjoy it. Someone at Goodwill might have a good time with it.
I'm glad you found your crap.
Yeah, of course. And he's got...
Well, whatever happened with the Golden Compass, the first movie didn't do well enough, and they left it on a cliffhanger.
That's why it's maybe almost a merciful thing, because if the first movie was a really good adaptation of the first book, it'd be like, oh, hooray! But then the rest of the movies, it's like, oh, well, the book series is going to be difficult to follow, because the book series isn't, in my opinion, was not well constructed at all. Had some glaring story issues.
Nope, they're saying the original God was the first angel, and he made up a story about creating everything a lie. He read the books that's in there. Okay. Well, I'm not going back to Goodwill, so...
Yeah, I guess he might have wedged it in there, like, alongside the part where he's like, then the 13-year-olds are implied to have sex, and it's like, this is getting officially too weird. Didn't need to have kids having sex in, like, the background on, like, nose ring snuffleupagus motorcycle planet. It's sort of wasn't on my bingo card of things I wanted out of this series, sir.
Do dreamkeepers with digigrade legs have the ones that have stronger legs than plantigrade dreamkeepers?
It depends. Just like some people have stronger legs than each other. It depends on, like, bone structure, if they have, like, good muscle tone, stuff like that. And now I'm going to get a page with a manicale on it. I will say, if they do have that tucked away in the Golden Compass, the idea that, oh, the God isn't even really God, he's pretending, then that matches up almost one-to-one with some of the Gnostic belief systems. So maybe Philip Pullman is a closet Gnosticist or something.
Maybe. But then that would mean that they didn't actually kill God, even though they thought they did, which is not accurate to what I recall.
Yeah, well, my main complaint isn't like, oh, how dare they have God be the villain or anything like that. My main complaint is they build up this big epic battle, and then it was the most anticlimactic thing ever. So just from a story structure standpoint. And they also, like, the heroes did not defeat their enemy because they had to overcome any kind of obstacles and transform and, like, learn a lesson and adapt. They didn't have to complete a character arc to become capable of fulfilling their part of the story. They basically were just there, and then, like, their villain just crawled out, and he was like, oh, I'm out in the air. I'm dead. So, just from a purely structural story standpoint, it's very
maybe he
very
wrote himself
unsatisfying.
into a box that he couldn't figure out how the 13-year-olds would kill him.
Well, I mean, maybe I'm not sure, like, why he wrote it that way, or if there's, like, explanations or whatever. I'm just saying, from a reader standpoint, I found that to be very anticlimactic and unsatisfying and not entertaining.
Okay. So what are you reading now?
Now I am looking for a volume 2 page.
No, I mean books. Are you reading Wizard of Earthsea?
No, I'm done with that. And that was excellent the whole way through. There we go. Looks like page 80 is going to have what I need. Oh, and then I don't have them labeled by page numbers in the PSDs folder. Of course. Our older
I know.
Our older system was not the best organized. I think I'm just going to open up one of the
I go
flat
based on
pages.
picture. Is it PSDs and you can't see the pics?
Yeah, but I'm just going to open this and then guesstimate based on how I have them shaded. I think it's fine. I can get some decent swatches. And I might just adjust it and tweak a little bit here anyway. But yes, in terms of what am I reading right now, I finished A Wizard of Earthsea. I think I talked about that a little bit in the recent Captain's Log, because I liked it so much. And now I am reading a Pendergast novel for kicks. Because I felt like just something nice and light. I'm also trying to finish Plato's The Republic, because that's kind of a classic. There's some fun stuff in there too.
Okay, what is the Dream World version of Coke or soda drinks? I think they're just a different name. I think Fanta said, is there grape or orange?
I'm sure they have grape and orange drink, but I know there's a specific brand of soda that Boar had stacks of boxes as the foundation of his desk. I forget offhand what the name of it is. I think it might be Fizz, spelled with like a PH or something.
Yeah, that sounds right. Fizz Cola, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Is that the name? That sounds like really popular one. I imagine it kind of being like a Mountain Dew or like a Sprite. That's what I imagine.
Yeah, I think it was inspired by the soul of Mountain Dew.
You think, well, I don't know. Now we're saying Harry Potter did not defeat Voldemort either. Dumbledore defeated Voldemort by manipulating Harry and several other people. It was Dumbledore who won beyond the grave. Dave actually never read the final book, so that's just I do actually one of these days want to get a running start and blitz through the Harry Potter series and read the final book for myself. Because I was really enjoying it up until like I just dropped out of it, and then what I heard of the final book, I was like, "Oh, that sounds like Dookie. I don't want to waste my time on that." I had my complaints.
Well, I think biggest.
To be fair, I stopped giving a care about all of Harry Potter's like friends. Like, I don't mean Hermione and Ron. I mean all of the extended family friends that just had names, and I just didn't know who they were. I have trouble keeping track of large groups of people in books with their names.
Yeah, especially in a book like you are relying entirely on reader memory to keep track of characters. So that's why it's actually, that's one of the things that I try to get away with in Dreamkeepers is we have a little bit of a larger cast, and I think we can get away with it because visually they're also immediately distinctive from one another. So it's easy to tell them apart.
Yeah.
But let's say that Dreamkeepers...
novel.
Yeah, let's say Dreamkeepers was only a novelization, and there was never any illustrations to go with it. I think it would be very difficult to follow a novelization just because keeping track of that many names, it's a challenge. That's why there's some tricks that novel writers use to try to make sure that they can keep the characters persistent in your memory, but it still only works with like a certain number of characters.
Apparently there is actually a Fizz Cola. Phizz.
Uh-oh.
Maybe they took it from you, I don't know. It's Dream World crossing over.
Yeah, I guess well, when was my book published and when did you create Fizz Cola? Hopefully it doesn't create any,
We've never
Turf
mentioned
Wars.
it by name, I don't think, so as long as it's just a picture in the back with a different logo, I think we're okay.
Yeah, I don't think the logo would be the same. Our thing is barely a logo, it's like a kind of a sketchy illustration type of thing.
Oh, it's sold in Egypt. Well, it's gonna be international.
International Fizz.
Hey Dave,
Yeah?
if Dreamkeepers could drive, what kind of Hot Wheels would they drive? Would it be watermelons?
Yes, if they could drive, what would happen is the cars would turn into watermelons. I think that's going to be my standard issue answer for every hypothetical now. It's like, what if Dreamkeepers fought with Transformers? Watermelons. What if Dreamkeepers and Hot Wheels combined? Watermelons. What if Dreamkeepers and the Fantastic Four? Like, definitely watermelons would just, they'd all turn into watermelons. I'm sure of it. I know this.
What if the Dreamkeepers went into Hell of a Boss World?
I think there'd be so many watermelons. You have no idea how many watermelons you'd have coming right at your face. Everybody would be turning into watermelons. I like this answer. This is really handy.
Okay. You just not gonna play that game with them?
What do you mean not playing that game? That is leveling up the gameplay. That is the next level of the game.
That's making us all stop and think, huh?
Well, then they have to be like, okay, well, if I disagree, why wouldn't it be watermelons? And then they have to start thinking about what about their hypothetical would create constraints that negate the possibility of watermelons existing.
Well, now what is the obsession with watermelons? What happens when Dreamkeepers eat watermelons? Turn into Transformers?
What happens when they eat watermelons? Yeah, they turn into Transformers. So you see there's like sort of a symmetry to the hypotheticals.
Complete circle. Watermelon.
Yeah. All this watermelon talk is getting me hungry though.
You don't have any of that. It's not seasonal.
I know,
I didn't
still.
know. I got you raspberries.
Did you get me any Transformers to eat?
I don't have any watermelons.
That's true. But we do have raspberries. And actually, let me finish getting his little leggy here. But,
Good, because it's time.
yeah, but I believe it is about time for the stream to be accomplished. So let me save this. We got to start getting some of these creatures blocked in for the lore book. And of course, this nice Starfall illustration is now ready to rock. And I haven't done anything with the sky because I'm pretty sure the sky is going to be page background. But if I did have this as a standalone, I'd probably complete some kind of a sky thing back there.
See.
Yeah. Well, anyways, thank you guys for hanging out. It's been a nice, chill Friday night stream. Last call for submitting ideas for the October fan art and the October sketch of the month. If you're a backer, jump in the Dream Court and put your idea in the appropriate room, because we're going to wind down the stream, and then we're going to go and harvest and set up the polls for October. So, and speaking of before October, we got, don't forget we have, where is it? Too many tabs. Oh yeah, a nice love leaf pledge pin for pledge pin backers that are backing during September. And the art attacks are going to be going out as well, and so just fun stuff. Well, thanks you guys for watching. I hope you have a nice rest of your night, and we will be back to stream on Monday. Stream ends in 5, 4, 3, 2, and a